You read that title right. We are diving into creating a funnel from A to Z. I mean, you probably saw the length of this video. If you didn't, check it out really quick. It's about 2 hours long. It is a very long video, but we are going to create everything there is with a funnel, literally from just creating the first form. Nothing has been created before we start this tutorial. We go through the process of doing everything, designing everything, creating your email templates, absolutely everything. We test the funnel at the end, and I create a couple more pages that you guys will want to see, including a thank you page and an unsubscribe page. Please, guys, if you do enjoy this video, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Also, if you have any questions or need help, leave your comments in the description down below. I am more than happy to help all of you guys with your funnels if you follow along with the tutorial. I'm super excited for you guys to watch this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. So let's go ahead and start by just creating something really simple. And then in the future, right, later in this video, we can come back and start adding more and more to it. So for now, let's just go ahead and go through, create our form, create our landing pages, create our workflows, but we're going to do it in a way that is very bare bones. That way we can kind of look at our project and kind of see where we need to go back in and flesh things out. We are going to build a funnel for a car salesman who works at Ford. People would sign up because they want to know when the new Ford Raptor hits the lot. They want to know when the Ford Bronco or the Mustang hits the lot. This is a way that you can provide value to those customers while also building out an email list and while also kind of generating leads because these people want to buy those things. So the idea behind the sales funnel is we are going to make it as easy as humanly possible to create leads and to generate sales using this sales funnel, as well as grow a list of people who you can email market to, or even just straight up call in the future whenever you need to, if you have something that they are specifically interested in. So first things first, always come down to sites, forms. To create your form, we'll create our first form here. So the first thing is we want to create our form. So we're just going to call it the Ford email list form. The information that we need for this is going to be first name, last name, email address. You do not have to have the phone number in here, but we do want first name, so I am going to require that. I don't care so much about last name. I don't care about email address, and you can do whatever you'd like with the phone number. I'm not going to require it. Let's see what Ford blue hex color. What is Ford's color? This might have something for us. Sure, we'll just snag that for the time being. And so, So whenever we're going through this process, I'm gonna try and make things pretty. I'm not gonna go super in depth with designing everything in this first part. We're just gonna kind of get the base built here, and then here in a little bit, once we kind of have the framework of this funnel that we're building laid out, then we'll come back through and we will design it all. So sure, I will go ahead and save that. Now keep in mind, I mean, if you work for Ford, there's nothing wrong with doing this. I'm not. This is never going to actually be a real funnel. I'm just doing it for example purposes. So that's why I'm doing it this way. But I'm going to actually show the Ford logo here and all of this stuff. Image width, I usually like to kind of limit this a little bit. Okay, well, yeah, that's probably not good. There, we could just let it decide how big it needs to be. 250, is there a way? What was it before? What did it look like before? Okay, so it was just huge. 300, 50, sure. We'll just kind of leave it as this, Ford. And then we can just kind of add another, like a text field or something in here. Yeah, there we go. And we'll just say on this, we'll just say join the Ford VIP email list, exclamation point. And I mean, a lot of you guys know that I'm a big fan of bolding things. So this is going to be our form. Super simple. Let's go ahead and update our button text here to say, what is it? Join the exclusive list now. We'll run with that. And then, I mean, you can do this if you want to. You absolutely don't have to. But you can actually say a subtext down here, and we can, again, select all this and bold this, because if we are going to have a subtext, plus, I mean, here, just look at this. Look at this. Join the exclusive list now. Super easy to read. I do this, and it just kind of, it pops a little bit more. If you scroll down, there are a ton of different options that you can add here too. So there are a lot of style possibilities with your form. For me, this is good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click save. So we've created our VIP email list right here. So we're good to go here. I don't think we have to come back and style anything because we added the Ford logo. Everything is color coordinated, exactly what we want. We've kind of touched up everything how we want to do it. With the join the exclusive list, you can add a subtext down here. And you can just say something like, get notified when the hottest cars get on the lot, the day of it, or, however you want to explain it. So we've taken care of that. The next step is to go over here to our funnels. We will create a new funnel, and we will call it the Ford VIP list. And we'll go ahead and create. You can use templates if you would like. Again, I do everything from scratch, especially whenever I'm doing tutorials for you guys. I want to show you everything, how it goes, step by step. I don't want any shortcuts. So that's why we do it this way. So the first step, add a new step here. I always call this landing, as you guys know. The path, just / landing. And we create the funnel step. Okay, so this is what we're met with. Again, we're just trying to do the logic on this the first time through, and then we will come back and style everything out. So all we're going to do is we're going to create from blank. Keep in mind, you can split test here if you want to create a different variation of your landing page and test it all out. So you can try that here in a little bit if you would like. So we're just going to create from blank. So the first thing that we have is we have sections. You will add full width, wide, medium, or small, and then it will automatically, right inside of a section goes a row, inside of a row goes an element. So we want to add full width. Let's go ahead and add a row. I'm going to just go ahead and add a column, full width column, and let's just do a headline. And we will say something along those lines. Let's go ahead and let's just make this bigger, 64 pixels maybe. Yeah, we can do that. And then add a little subtext, subheading. Again, right, whenever you look at this, big, bolded up here, super paper thin down here. I hate it. So we're definitely bolding this. I mean, you guys already know it. So, messed up. So we're going to bold that. Down here, we just want to kind of explain to them what they are going to get. And that is, emails as soon as things get on the lot. So be notified, or let's just say get notified. Get notified when the most popular cars hit the lot. I keep hitting this, but yeah, 46. Let's see what that looks like. That's too big. Let's do 36. I want that a little bit smaller than the top. That's fine there. And I mean, we can also do something like this where we say, let's do a subheading up here. We're going to move it up, and we're going to move it up, and we're going to move it up. Okay, so now we can kind of create a specific call out here, right? So we have the Ford VIP email newsletter, get notified when the most popular cars hit the lot. Up here, we can say for Ford super fans only, or something along those lines. You guys probably have a better idea of what to put up here than I do. So the idea behind this is we want to draw their attention immediately to these lines up here, these headings. So the first thing they're going to read is for Ford super fans only. These are for, diehard Bronco fans, diehard Ford Raptor fans, people who love the Ford Raptor over anything that Toyota and Chevy and anything else, like any other company out there, is doing. They love the Ford Raptor. They love Mustangs. They love, it's their brand, right? If they're going to buy a car, they want to buy a Ford. So in this situation, we can say, for Ford super fans only, something like that. Again, you can change it whenever you want. If you guys think there's a better title up here, that's totally fine. The Ford VIP email newsletter. Let's see, the Ford VIP email list. Get notified when the most popular cars hit the lot. Okay, so we're telling them who it's for. We're telling them what it is, which this line right here isn't necessary all the time. You don't need it there that much, but we're just telling them what it is. And then you're telling them like what's going to happen, right? Get notified when the most popular cars hit the lot. So we're in a good place with it. So if we select the full section here, right, the background colors here, if we want to, we can add our color to it. Let's see, it's over here. So if we want to, we can come in here. By the way, let me show you this really quick, right? So you have all of these colors over here. If you want a specific color, didn't find your color, add a custom one, right? So we just come in here, paste our custom color. I need to make sure that there's a hex in front of that, and then you name the color. So we'll just call it Ford Blue. All right, and we will add color. Boom, it's up there. Naturally, if we do that, this stuff all needs to become white. So let's see. And keep in mind, it is all bolded. So that would become white. That would become white. And that would become white. So it looks a lot better this way. The alternative that we could do if we wanted this to be white, again, would be to come down here, bold text color. Is that our perfect? Boom, boom. And boom. So that's how you would change it out if you wanted to keep it white. Personally, for me, I'm probably going to switch back to the other way, just because I like the look of solid colors, if I'm being honest. Like a solid background up here, that typically does really well for funnels. You have a couple other options that you can do here. Like let's say that we wanted this to stand out a little bit more. You can add a shadow to it. You have shadows. You can change your spacing to make it closer, to make it even farther apart, whatever it is. You can add an icon in here. So if we did like car, right, you could put a car here, and then you would just have to change the icon color to white. So it'd show you a little car icon up there if you wanted to. That's always a possibility. So if you wanted to do a call out here, like right here, you select your text, and you can do an underline for Ford superfans only. Again, same thing over here, underline text. You just have to change this to white, but now you're drawing attention to a specific thing, right? So if you wanted to do that, that's an option too. And that's something that's very commonly used. You can italicize, like bold italicize. You can strike through if you wanted to do something with like price. You can add links. You can do all the stuff there. So this is what our header looks like right now. Let's go ahead and create another section below this. Do we want to keep the blue going, or do we want to not? Just for fun, we'll just keep the blue going. So if you missed that, all I did here was I clicked on this plus arrow. It gives me my columns, right? Keep in mind, we're still in that parent section, which is the blue one, right? The parent section's here, and then inside of that, you have your one column right there, and then inside that, you have all of your little elements in here. So all I did was just come in here. You can see green is for the section. This is for the row, and inside of that's your content. So you just click this. We want to do 2 rows. It extends it for us. On the left, let's say that we want to do something like a video. And then on the right, what we want to do typically, you have two choices here. You can either do a button here, like a paragraph with a button or a list with a button, or you can just straight up embed your form in here. And this is what that's going to look like. It's going to load it for us, right? Very big form. So you want to be careful with that. You don't actually have to add this. You don't have to add this like this if you don't want to. You don't have to have this up here. We definitely need to change that, by the way, so that it's centered. But I mean, you can kind of just come in here and do whatever you'd like. Let me go ahead and save this. And then this is your metadata, which we're not going to touch for the time being, but we will save this. Let's go ahead and quickly go back. Right. And this is what funnel building is all about, is you're creating stuff, like you're creating a form, and then you go and you build out your landing page, right? Landing page might not always turn out like whenever you import the form might not always look exactly how you envisioned it, right? So here it's completely centered. It's beautiful. We like it, but here it's not, you know what I mean? So, and another thing that I noticed is we don't really need this forward symbol in it. So I'm going to actually get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of this. And the reason why is because it's just really simple this way. It's going to take up less space this way. It's going to look a lot better. So then we're just going to hop back in here and just go back to editing our form or our funnel. So it should go ahead and load it up for us and pull it in. Much smaller, much easier to see. Keep in mind, if we wanted to, we can absolutely change the background color to this form. Also, if we wanted it to be black or the same color blue, we can do whatever we want with that. So we might have a little video here kind of explaining what's up with the form, what they're getting, what they can expect, all that stuff. For the sake of this, I'm going to remove this for the time being, and I'm going to add let's start out with a bulleted list. And let me come in here, and we want to change icon color to white. I want to change color. That's not text color. So that is text color. Yep. Perfect. Okay. And then we want bold color because, you guys know where this is going. We want to change that to white too. So here's the idea. Over here, we want to explain, basically here's what you'll get. And I'll actually just do this too. Actually, let's just say this. You'll get ... We will go ahead and bold that. Does that make that white? No, okay. It's just the highlight. Bold, and it's going to be white. So here's what you'll get. Make that the top here. How big do we want that to be? 32? Sure, 32 is fine. Select that. So what all do they get, right? Tell them exactly what they get. So you'll get... Also, with this forward blue color, I want to make sure. Doesn't that forward blue look just a little bit off to you? It kind of looks off to me. Yeah, maybe this is more like what we're looking for. Whoop. Something like this. Let's see what this looks like. Because forward, in my mind, is a lot darker. That might just be me personally, but... So we'll go ahead and add that. Forward blue dark. Let's see. See that to me that's more forward colored. And I don't know how much I like that or dislike that. I just feel like if I'm going to keep the background, this background is just too bright. I feel like if I'm going to keep a background, it's going to be this color. So let me try something maybe. I'm just going to add an image in here. Click this, upload from the media library. Let me upload a file. We'll upload the forward file. And let's see how this looks. Okay, so I'm guessing what happened is the other color is kind of the top of the Ford logo, and this one's kind of the bottom, like the very bottom of it. Which is fine, right? And then here, if we want to, we would just have to do like 120. Not 120, it'd be, what was it, 350 was on the other one? sure, we'll leave the Ford branding there for the time being. So, I mean, we'll leave this as it is for the time being. I know that I kind of stylized some things a little bit more than I initially planned on it. But we will come back to this after we're done building out the rest of the form, and we will continue to style it and just build out what we want the rest of the form to look like in more detail and everything else. So let's go ahead. We can hit save again, I guess. So you guys kind of see the whole point of these funnels is to just break things down for people, right? You want one funnel does one thing very well, right? This funnel gets people to sign up for the email list. Now, if we weren't doing a Ford-based funnel where you're selling vehicles, and maybe you're doing what Sales Funnel Science does, which is kind of just teach people about sales, and you're trying to do the 3-day funnel challenge, maybe after this page, I have an upsell for you where I'm like, okay, well, if you want to get the most out of the 3-day funnel challenge, here is a funnel design course. It's $5, whatever it is. Like, I can send you to other pages and stuff like that. For this one's very simple. And that is why I was really excited to do this one. Just because it's kind of a really good starter funnel, I feel like. And I actually have a friend who I might be able to kind of just show this to and see if he wants to try it out and give it a test drive. And, he does, he is a salesman, not for Ford, but he's a car salesman and he loves doing email marketing. And so this could be like the perfect thing for him. I could just say, hey man, I made you a funnel. Here you go. Check it out, try it out and see what you can do with it. So that's kind of the idea behind this one. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to go back and we're on our landing page. So we can create more steps here if we wanted to. So like I said, we could create the upsell, we could create a downsell, sell. Sorry, I always say upsell, downsell, and I need to say upsell and downsell, sell. But yeah, so we can create thank you page, terms and condition page could be in here, like I was talking about earlier with your form, right? Where that terms and conditions goes to example.com. So there's a lot of stuff that we can add to our funnel steps and kind of just link it all together. For now, however, let's go ahead and let's go to automation. Now, automation is where you create your workflows. So we want to create a flow. Again, you can choose all of these. They have a ton of them in here that you can kind of start with that are really good. Birthday templates, appointment confirmation and reminders, import a campaign, which I've never done that one. Appointment booking, there's so many things you can do. We want to just go ahead and start from scratch for the sake of this tutorial. Let's go ahead and we're going to click on, actually, let's name it really quick. Let's just say Ford VIP email workflow. And perfect. So in here, we want to click add new trigger. So you can search through all of these triggers. There are a ton of them. The one that we want is form submitted. You can also just type it in here, form, and boom, there it is. What? I don't know what I'm doing. My bad. I don't know where I was, like in WordPress mode or something. So we just want form submitted, trigger name. You can leave it as this. You can change it to something else, whatever you want to do. Add a filter, select the filter, and the form is, right? So this is going to let us choose the form whenever this form over here, right? Ford email list form. When this form is submitted from our funnel, or in any situation, if we use this form in any other places, like our website or, wherever else, if this form gets submitted, it is going to trigger this workflow. Okay. So the form is Ford email list form. We will save that trigger. So that's how people are going to get added in. The first thing that we want to do is we want to tag all of these people who come in. Okay. The reason why is so that we can kind of organize people whenever they come in. So let me go ahead and click this and we will go down to add contact tag. Now, if you don't have a tag already, you can create one here, so don't worry. You can change your action to whatever you want. So in this case, we want Ford VIP list. Okay, so add new tag is all you have to click. Done, and it's going to add them to the Ford VIP list. one thing to mention, tags are always going to be lowercase. So if you're like me and you like to type everything out in, capital F O R D, capital V, capital I, capital P, capital L, if you're like that, just save yourself some time because it's just going to downcase everything anyway. Save the action. All right. And so let's say add Ford VIP list tag, just to document it a little bit. So what's going to happen so far, they fill out the form on our funnel. They're going to trigger this Ford VIP email workflow. It is going to immediately start putting them through whatever is in here. The first thing is going to be, we're going to add Ford VIP list tag to their name, their contact. Let me quickly show you. I'll save this really quick. Make sure that you guys are saving whenever you're following along with this tutorial. Let's go back to workflows. If you go to contact over here, anybody who signs up using that information, right? Nobody's here yet, but anybody who signs up will show up in here. And this is what it's talking about over here on the right side. It'll say next to their name, it'll have a tag that says, Ford VIP list member or whatever you want to make it. And it'll list them all out. So if you could have 3,000 people brought in from this funnel that we're building who want to get emails about your Ford VIP email list. And they want to know the hottest cars on the market or the hottest cars that are on the lot at any given time, right? New truck comes in on Tuesday. You know what's coming in on the truck. You have the email ready to go, blah, 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 all that stuff. So it'll tag these people down here. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to the automation. And at the end of this, I will show you. I will actually test run our full funnel for you so that you can see, and I'll show you in the background where it adds me to the contacts. I'll show you just all that stuff. So Ford VIP email workflow, we're going to jump back in here. All right, so we have add Ford VIP list tag. Now, the next thing that we want to do, right, is we want to know whenever somebody signs up to be in this list. So if we just type note, we can click on send internal notification. What this is going to do is this is going to send us, right, the person who owns or the person who's building the funnel, it's going to send us information that somebody signed up. So for the sake of this example, let me go ahead and I'm just going to do email, but you could do notification internally, which would be inside of Go High Level, or an SMS, which would be a text message directly to you, or again, an email. So I'm going to click on email. And the from name is going to be just from Christian. The email is going to be from christian@salesfunnelscience.com. Let's see, user type. So it's going to be, so I'm just going to make it a custom email just for the sake of this. Right, so this is where it's going to send it to, is christian@salesfunnelscience.com. If you do a particular user, usually you're going to be able to do particular user and you're going to select the users. For whatever reason, I'm not showing up here at the moment. So that's why I'm just saying custom, and I'll just leave it at that. We want to make it something very basic. So keep in mind, you're going to be notified of this every single time somebody sends you something or somebody signs up. So we just want to say something like, actually here, let's just make it very short. So we'll just say, hey, someone signed up for the Ford VIP list. Easy. Down here, you have two options. You can either create a template, which we will be doing next, or you can just have a set message. So you can say, hey, and then we want to say contact, first name, just signed up for the Ford VIP newsletter. Here's some additional info. ... And then we just want to come down here and we can pull their email address, and we can pull their phone number. Okay, so this is dynamic. So anytime somebody signs up, right, we're triggering, it's going through the process, we're pulling their first name. This person just signed up, letting you know internally, giving you their contact email and phone number. So what this does, the reason why this step is kind of important is, one, it notifies you that somebody is signing up for the service or the product or whatever it is that you're setting up with your funnel, right? In our case, it's the Ford VIP email list, which is awesome. And then it kind of gives you just kind of their email address and their phone number in case you wanted to manually shoot them a quick thank you via email or via their phone number. So that's a great way to start. So we will not be creating a template for this one. We will be creating a template for the next couple. So we'll go ahead and we will save action. So now let's get to the client facing side, right? Whenever somebody signs up, we want to send them an email. All right. Just click it. Just click it. Okay, so here we can say welcome email. From name is going to be Christian. From email is going to be Christian@salesfunnelscience.com for the sake of this. Let's just say Christian@fordcars.com. Subject is going to be, welcome to the VIP list. Perfect. This one we are actually going to do a template for. So in here, right, if we click save right now, it's like, oh, well, you have fields. This one can't be empty. So we just want to say test. That's what I'm going to say right now. It's just test. We'll go ahead and save it. It's our welcome email. No problem there. Now, we don't want to just send 4 emails in a row, right? Your flow should typically have about 4 emails in it. Starting out, we don't want to just immediately say welcome email 2, email 3, email 4. So we want to add a wait step. Right? So we will say wait. And typically, right, you can set this to however long you want, including if you did days, you could do 365. There's nothing wrong with that. You can save that action and it'll work, right? They sign up, you wait a year, and then you can reach out to them. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 1 day. And that's pretty typical wait time. Now, if you have some other stuff, like let's say that you did a welcome email. Let's say that you were doing a course. And you had a welcome email that gave them access to that course. And I've actually built one of these recently for a client. It gives them access to the course in the welcome email. And then you want to send them a second email that basically says from a person, from somebody who works at the company. You want to say, hey, thank you for signing up for the course. We really appreciate it. If you need any help, you can hit reply on this email. It'll go directly to me. I would love to talk to you more, just in case you need some more help. What you can do in that situation, we used to do just welcome email and then, thank you email right after, right? One after the other. What would happen is only one of them most of the time would get fired off. Why? Well, can you guess the actual answer of why, right? Welcome email immediately followed by a thank you email. The reason why is because there was no wait step. So what our system was doing is it would come in here, it would go, okay, this step makes sense, it'll notify, and then immediately it would try to fire off the welcome email and the thank you email at the exact same time. And so what would happen is it would go high level system would actually get confused and it would fire off only one or the other typically. Sometimes both would get through. But what we had to do is we had to come in here and we just had to add a simple wait step for 1 minute. That was it. So it was a 1 minute change. So you had a welcome email, 1 minute wait, and let me name this actually. Let's just say 1 day wait. So it'd be 1 minute wait, welcome email, 1 minute wait, and then the thank you email so that they wouldn't send at the same time. So if you are going to send double emails to start, which there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're providing value to the person and it makes sense, just make sure that you're doing that. So we're going to wait 1 day and then we will say we want to do another email. Keep in mind, you can do voicemail drops and you can do sending SMS messages, which is really cool too. And in a lot of cases, what you'll do, especially whenever you're just starting out, or whenever you're building one of these and it's a little bit more in depth, what you'll do is you'll have a welcome email, and then you'll actually have an SMS following that welcome email that will basically recap whatever you said in your welcome email. That way you make sure that somebody got it, and you're kind of testing out their phone number to make sure that it's, a real phone number. For the sake of this tutorial, we won't be touching SMS quite yet, just because this account, this is my new Sandbox account. It's not actually set up for it yet, so we can't do SMS quite yet. So we will send another email, and we will just call this one email 2. And we will do from name is Christian again. And what did I say my from email was in this one? Let's just say that. Also, another thing, what I just did, don't do that, right? So I'm on this, right? We're adding the section here. We filled in the name. We're thinking of the email, and we go, oh, let me go check this. Click, right? What happened was it totally erases everything over here. So just make sure that you save the action first. If you can't, just, type something here, which apparently instead of typing test, I type teat. But just do that so that it'll save it for you. 2, we will do Christian from email. We will do Christian@fordcars.com. Our subject should probably be something kind of fun, Let's think, what would you want to do, right? So you're sending a welcome email to these people saying, hey, you've signed up for the Ford VIP group. You're going to be getting tons of helpful information in the future. What else would people benefit from? There's a couple ways that we could go. If you have an offer for them, like a Ford offer, whatever it is, like something that they could actually get value out of, or like a discount or something like that, you could always send them that. My suggestion here, if you want to keep it just super simple, I would just say something along the lines of even more value from Ford. Okay? Even more value from Ford. Something kind of, I don't know, not generic, but not spot on. And then inside of it, which we'll create the message for later, but inside of it, we're going to do a social media plug, basically, where it's like, if you want to get more value out of your relationship with Ford, right? You've joined the Ford VIP email list, so we already know for a fact that you are interested in checking out our cars. Where else can you see our cars? Well, you can see them on Facebook, and you can see them on Instagram, whatever it is. So they may be interested in that. So that could be a plug too here. And let's go ahead and just do social media email. And we will save that. So they're joining this. They're getting a welcome email saying, you've signed up. Here's what you can expect. Just kind of a very quick overview of what they're going to be getting. We're going to wait one day, and then we're going to plug our social media. All right. So we have to come up with a couple more emails here. Actually, let me create my wait time. And if you come in here, you can just copy this if you want, and just copy the action. And then you can just click, and it'll just copy your 1 day wait from here to here. You can do the same thing here, right? If I just want to copy this, copy the action, click it here, done. And then you just click on it, come in here, and you can change your email around however you want. But that way you keep your name, you keep your email address. And if you want to keep the subject or whatever else, you can do that too. Most importantly, it doesn't like run into errors because you haven't typed test on everything. So the next thing that we can do is possibly get them in, right? These people are big Ford fans. They like what we do. They probably like the dealership. So let's say that Ford, like I know there's a lot of car companies out there, like Kia in my area does this, but car detailing, right? So we do car detailing too, by the way. So our subject could be something to just kind of gain interest. Get your car detailed today. Boom, done. Another one. And then let's say, I don't know. Let's just do this. Let's copy again. Copy here. 1 day wait. Perfect. Copy this again. Come here. Boom. All right. So this is going to be email number 4. We have welcome, social media, car detailing, social media email. Let's just say social media, just for the sake of this. Car detailing, and now we have a fourth email that we need to come up with. So we're going to do, let's say, I don't know. I'm not a car guy, so let's just call this one air filters, and we'll just say get 20% off. Right, we'll just give them kind of a nice little bonus. Get 20% off for air filter changes for life. Okay, we'll just go ahead and save that. So now we kind of have our first little email sequence here. And the idea behind this is we're trying to kind of push them into different areas. You can take all of this and you can get so much more complex whenever it comes to funnels. But with this being probably your first funnel, if you're watching this video, I want to keep it very simple, very straightforward for you, and just easy to follow. Will we get into, if else statements at some point? Yes. Will we get into, using points to dictate what different workflows we push people into in the future? Absolutely. But to keep it simple, for right now, I just wanted to do something like this. So let's quickly review it one more time. Whenever somebody fills out our form, they are going to be entered into this Ford VIP email workflow. Okay. The first thing that happens is we're going to tag them. We're tagging them with Ford VIP list. This will show up whenever they are in our contacts so that we can immediately, right? If we want to send an email, a random email, which we will do here in a little bit. I say a random email, right? Whenever that truck comes in, you need a way to tell your Ford VIP people apart from your non-Ford VIP people. That is exactly what this tag is going to do for us. People who have this tag, we want to send them an email whenever the truck comes in. And if there's 1,000 of them, we can send 1,000 emails with one button, right? Let's say we have 2,000 people in our contacts. 1,000 of them are on this list. Easy, come in, send the email based on the tags, you're done, right? There is no checking boxes on 1,000 different people, nothing like that. They're organized. They're in a good place starting out. The next thing we want to do is we want to set up an internal notification for ourselves. The reason why this is from Christian at salesfunnelscience.com instead of Christian at Ford is simply because it's from like an outside source. So like if I were building this for a client, I would leave it at Christian at salesfunnelscience.com. I would let them know. I would let the client know. I would let the person who actually wants the funnel to be built. I would let them know that it's coming from me, right? And it just kind of changes the monotony a little bit of it, right? If everything, even your internal notifications, are coming from the same exact place, it kind of gets confusing at times. It's a little bit weird. Hopefully that makes sense. And I apologize if I didn't explain that well. But yeah, so we'll go ahead, we'll save that action. Keep in mind, this one does not have a template with it. We are creating templates for all the other ones. So we will save that, right? Internal notification, somebody signs up, you will get an email saying, hey, we just looked at it. Hey, literally, hey, contact first name, right? Jake, James, Sally, whatever it is, just signed up for the Ford VIP newsletter. Here's some additional info about Jake, James, or Sally, right? Here is their contact email, their contact phone number, just so you have it on hand. And it's always nice whenever you get these internal notifications, just because if you're at your desk or whatever, and you're like, I wonder how the funnel's doing, right? Somebody signs up for it, boom, you see it. All right. Next thing that happens is we will send a welcome email out to them to say, hey, you have successfully signed up for this. This is what you're going to get. More communications to come in the future. All right. We have a 1-day wait. We plug our social media. A 1-day wait. We also do car detailing. A 1-day wait. We also have, air filters, and we can do 20% off for life. All right. So we're going to go ahead and save that. One extra little tip here that I will give you is if you send emails, right? If you send an email and it's not coming from Christian at FordCars.com for some reason, there's a couple reasons why. The first reason is your LC server isn't set up. And I will put a link in the description of this video that will guide you through how to set that up. And the other reason is because you don't have it set up here. So down here, you can just say sender name or sender details. So you can just say Christian, and your from email can be at fordcars.com. So something super simple like that, and you can click save there, and that kind of just overrides, as you can read here, and you can click the no more button, and it'll talk more about it. But yeah, it overrides that information so that it's guaranteeing that you are sending stuff from this. All right, that is it for our Ford VIP email workflow, perfectly created here. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we got to create those templates that are going to go with it. So let's come over here. And what I like to do in this situation also is I will actually duplicate this tab. The reason why is because I want one to be on marketing, and then I also want to come in here and check out my automations, the automations that we just made, just so that I understand exactly what I'm making and how to title them. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like here, right? So we come down here, right? Welcome email, super easy. We want to come to let's see, marketing, emails, templates, okay? And we want to create a folder. The reason why we want to create a folder is if we are doing more funnels in the future, it just keeps everything really in one place, and it makes things a lot easier as opposed to just coming in here. Let's say you do 2 funnels. Totally different topics, and we're creating 4 email templates right now. So you would have 8 in here after it's all done. So I just want to create a folder just so that we can kind of keep it in one place. So we would call it the Ford VIP list, and we'll just create that. Now we can come in here. I will click inside the list. So if you create a new template right now, what's going to happen is it's going to put it outside of your folder. If you click in the folder, you can just click create template. Makes it a little bit easier. You can do it either way you want, drag and drop design or HTML editor. Again, for the sake of the video, I want to make things as easy as possible. So we're just going to do drag and drop. Personally, I do like drag and drop quite a bit, but if you want some freedom, there you go. So it gives you this, start from scratch. What we want to name this, as we kind of looked at over here, it's our welcome email. Oops. Welcome email. Done. Easy. All right. So in here, sometimes Go High Level does this weird thing. Whereas if you delete this first part, it won't let you add anything else. Let's see if I can do that really quick. Okay, no, it'll let you. But just something to keep in mind, if you have that issue happen a lot, one, clear your cookies. That's what I ended up doing, and it works fine now. The other option that you can do, if that's not working, is you can just kind of add whatever you want below it, and then delete this top one, and it'll function normally. So what we're going to do is we are going to drag this in here. And I mean, you can probably guess where this is going. We're going to add our Ford image to this just to make it look super official. Boom, Ford. And again, here you can change your size. So we can say like 250, and it'll be a little bit smaller up here at the top. I want to get rid of this. We're not going to use that. We can bring in our text. What I always do is I use this as kind of the greeting. So I would say like, hello. And then we want to come up here, right, where it says custom values up here on the right. Click that, click contact, click first name. And then just add a nice little comma after that. So it's going to be, hey, Jake, hey, Dustin, whatever it's going to be up here. It's going to actually pull their name from their contact. And you can go ahead and put that up there. So here we can actually start composing our email. We wanted to let you know that you've made it into the Ford VIP newsletter. Something simple like that. Let's just go ahead and say that that's it. So we'll just say, cheers from Christian. It's fine. So let's say that, boom, email's done. Okay. One thing that we want to make sure that we're doing for compliance's sake is we always want to have a footer on our emails. The reason why is because you're adding your copyright, blah, 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 our mailing address is this. And the most important and the real legal reason why you're doing it is so that people can opt out. And I'll show you how to create an email opt-out in another video. Or we might cover it at the end of this video. I'll you know. So this way, your email looks like this. Super easy. We go ahead, we save it. Not a bad looking email, right? You have forward up here, all this stuff. And you're just giving them the basic information. We want to let you know that it has worked. The most important thing with funnels is that whatever you're giving people, whatever it is, if it's a course, if it's an email list like this project we're working on right now, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you immediately in the first email that you send them, you deliver on your promise, right? If you want to know what the newest cars on our car lot are, sign up for this email list. They sign up. The first thing you do is you tell them, hey, we wanted to let you know that you have made it on the email list, and in the future, you will be the first person or one of the first people, along with the other people on this email list, to know exactly what cars are on the lot or the hottest cars on the lot, like the electric SUV Mustang thing, you know, or Ford Broncos or Raptors or whatever else. You're telling them that what they signed up for is happening, right? So you just want to make sure you're doing that. Again, if you're creating a course, you want to give them access to the course. If you have an ebook, you want to give them access to the ebook. Whatever it is, the first email is always your welcome email, and it's always going to deliver on exactly what you promised them in the funnel. And you always want to promise them something of value in the funnel. So that is our first email. Let's go ahead. We will back out of here. What is our second email going to be? It's just going to be a social media email. So let's go ahead. And we will create a blank. Actually, no, let's do this, right? So we don't have a template, but what we can do is we can come down here to our email and we can go ahead and clone this. And we can just name it social media. Social media. Yeah, we'll just leave it at social media. And we will go ahead and clone it. Now, the reason why you would want to do this is super simple. If your emails are going to kind of look similar, right, where you have the header with the forward, you have kind of this hello section, blah, 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 and then you have a footer, it makes sense to kind of jump in here and do it this way and just kind of duplicate it. Okay, so this one is going to be our social media email. So again, you can say hello, contact first name if you want. Again, you don't have to make this big, bold, or whatever. I do a lot of the times just because I want to make it as personal as possible, right? Contact first name, hey, Jesse, you know, whatever it is. And then, you know, on this one, you can say, check out our social media profiles for more car stuff. Naturally, you're probably going to do this a little bit differently, probably with a little bit more tact, since, you know, if you're doing this for a business, you want something out of it anyway. Then what we can do is we can actually just throw in a button down here, maybe. There it is. All right. And then our button can be, you know, whatever you'd like it to be, you know, Facebook. It'll take them to Facebook, right? You can change the color of it down here to whatever hexadecimal color you want. So if we decided that we wanted to do our Ford color, very easy to just jump in here and change that out so that we have the Ford color. Keep in mind, you do still have this footer in here. We do still have our header in here. So we just kind of copied and pasted it. But you can make it say, you know, whatever you would like to say, build it up however you want. I mean, you can make it look really good using just a couple of elements, like maybe an image text into a button, you know, whatever you want it to be. You can't add code, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff is possible in here, answering questions. You know, tons of possibilities, right? Text and image. Right, there you go. So you could say, you know, check out our Facebook. This is what we post on Facebook. Here's an image of a car from Facebook. And then here is, you know, again, this Facebook button or something like that. You know, you can do kind of whatever you want with it. So that'll be our second. Okay, let's come on over here. Let me see what is third. Car detailing is third. All right. Again, as you can guess, we're going to go ahead and do this and car detailing. Boom. And I'm sorry if I spell things wrong sometimes. I don't really pay a ton of attention whenever I'm spelling things. You know, I'm just trying to get information out there. You know, get your car detailed with the Ford certified team. Something like that. And over here we can say book now. And that could take us to the website. Go ahead and save that template. And we have one more left. What is it called? It is air filters. That is right. So we will go ahead, clone again. Whoops. Come in here. Air filters. Clone it. 20% off your air filter changes for life. Exclamation point. And I mean, we leave it as book now, or we can say deal today. Boom. All right. Call to action in there. Super easy. Telling them what we want them to do, all that stuff. So perfect. We have our email templates. Now what? Well, now we just have to use them. So we go back to our automation. We can close this tab now, or I could have just jumped back in and closed the other tab, whichever way. Now we just want to come down here. We want to go to welcome email and templates. Okay. So boom, welcome email. Save that section. Come down here, social media. Boom, social media. Save that section. Car detailing. You guessed it, car detailing. Save that section. And finally, air filters, save that section, save the workflow. We will go ahead and turn it on too and save that. And that should be a pretty functional workflow, pretty functional funnel, to be honest. So let me come in here. We have a one-step funnel. Are we live on the funnel? It doesn't show my domain here, but that doesn't really mean a lot. All right, we've not connected a domain, which, by the way, if you want to know how to connect a domain to your funnel, again, description down below. I'll have a video on that, quick 5, 6, 7 minute video, just kind of showing you exactly how you do that. So we're going to come back here and we are going to visit our funnel page, our landing page, and we're just going to kind of tweak it and make it look how we want it to look. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy our hexadecimal color over here. I'm going to change this button color. So we will hop back out. And with your first funnel, and not everything has to be perfect, and not everything will be perfect, and that's fine. Your people who are using the funnel, they will understand. You know, people are, especially if you're doing your own thing, if it's a YouTube channel like mine, if I make a mistake on my funnel, most of the time people aren't too upset about it, you know. Let me hex and that and done. It's almost black, isn't it? Well, you know what? We'll just leave this one as kind of a brighter blue color, just for the sake of that. I really want terms and conditions, and a lot of companies want their terms and conditions to be a different color. That's why the link color is set in the first place, so that you can make it a color that stands out. And a lot of companies will want that. Just so that they can be as straightforward with a company as possible, or a customer, I should say. So what we can do here, if we want to, is let me go ahead and save really quick. We'll come back. If we go to funnels, all we have to do, right, Ford VIP funnel list. Let's say that we decided we want to add terms and we'll just do /T and C, and we'll create that funnel step. Now, this terms and conditions page can live here, no problem. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do full width. We will add a quick row. We will add an element. It is going to be a headline, and we're going to say terms and conditions, and we can even say Ford terms and conditions. Easy peasy. Let's see. Might as well just make this Okay, so something that happens pretty often is whenever you go to a new page, it will not have your saved color here. So you're just going to have to redo it. So you just come in here, you know, Ford blue dark, and you just paste it and make sure that the hex is in there. And you just add the color. Boom, done. Easy peasy. Bold text is going to be white. All right, and yeah, we can make this a little bit bigger too. Say 64. No, let's say 56. Okay, not 500 pixels, please. 56. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so that's that. And now what we can do is we can come in here and we can say full width. We want to add another row. We want it to just be just paragraph text, and let's say ipsum gen, and we'll just generate some ipsum just so that I can kind of show you what this is going to look like. We'll say 5 paragraphs. Let's just say 10 for the sake of this. Generate that for me, copy those, come in here, paste those. Tons of paragraphs. I know it's hard to look at, super ugly, all this stuff. One, we can make it bold. I think it like physically is hurting my eyes. just being here. But so we have our terms and conditions here, which this is unfortunately about how terms and conditions look. Super basic, but let's say that we wanted to kind of do something just a little bit different, and we wanted to really bring it up so that there's not this gap here. All you have to do is just come in here, right? You can click on your segments, click on your sections, whatever, wherever it is, and we can say, okay, at the top, we want the top to be, 0. Click here. It's going to slowly move it up, right? We want to do this. It's 15 pixels. We want to move it up a little bit here, and lastly, we have this, which is 20 pixels, and we want to move it up. All right, so now it immediately goes from this headline right into our terms and conditions. Now, one thing that I do want to do here is I do want a little bit of a padding, but not much at all. Something like that. Boom, starts right after. Looks super professional, just amazing. Let's see, domains. We don't have any domains. Oh, I didn't mean to publish it. Sorry. We'll just save it. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and save it so that we are good to go here. Okay, let me look at what it's called. All right, so here it is. Here's our terms and conditions page. It looks beautiful. Let's go ahead up here. And so we don't have a domain for it. That is something to keep in mind. So you want to have a domain for your funnels. Again, link in the description down below to see how to set that up. Super quick, 5, 6, 7 minute video. So I'm just going to do it exactly how you would do it as soon as you have your domain set up, which is you just want to copy this line up here, this URL. So we'll go ahead and copy it. We'll come back here, close that now. We want to go back to our forms, and you can probably guess what we're going to do next. So we're simply just going to come in here, take that, click the link button, and replace it with this, right? That way, anytime somebody clicks on it, will it still go to it? Perfect. Exactly. So now we actually have a working terms and conditions page that is tied to our funnel. That way, if anybody wants to know what we're up to or our terms and conditions for our business, they can actually get to it. Let's go back to funnels over here. Go ahead and open it back up. And let's see what we can figure out on our funnel to make it look better. So we did the first step to making it look better, which is change our button out to match our background here. Terms and conditions is totally different than anything else on the page, right? So it stands out just a little bit. And let's see, we want to offer some people some stuff. First off, I'm going to bold that. You guys knew it was coming. So let's say, be the first to know when we get our hottest vehicles on the lot, right? And we'll just say here, Mustangs, Raptors, Broncos, hybrids? I don't know. But we can say that. And then we can say get exclusive discounts from us here at Ford. Get a shout out, which this isn't even one. This is just I'm trying to think of stuff. On our social media, become a Ford VIP for life. Oh, goodness. Let's just say some other thing. And so much more exclamation points. Okay, so here's what you're going to get, right? It's this little block of text here that's just kind of packed. I'm not a huge fan, so what I want to do is I want to create some separation. There's got to be a way that we can create separation. Is that it? That is it. Beautiful. So we can create our separation in the Advanced tab over here under line height. Create our separation so that people have an easier time reading these things. But you're basically saying you'll get this list of things. And it's, Ford certified or whatever you want it to be here. Under here, again, if you want to keep the theme of this blue background going, you would simply click on the blue to create another column or a row underneath it. So we could create this and just do one. See, it creates that. If you decided, okay, I've had enough blue for a little bit, you can just create another, what is it called? Another section. So you can just create another section down there and you can say, whatever you want. So for the sake of this, let's just run with it. Let's just run with it. And down here, we want to say testimonials, right? And a key thing with testimonials is, or a key thing with funnels is having your testimonials in here. It's kind of a big deal for your funnels. We want to add, want them to be big, bold text. That's fine with me. And so now you have to think of how you want to do your testimonials. How do you want it to look? How do you want it to flow? How do you want it to look? You can do anything you want with these, really. Right, you could do, you can create, let's say if you want to create something like, let's do 2 columns. Let me go find a picture of a Ford. Ford Mustang. Let's go ahead and go to images and let me just pull a Ford Mustang out of somewhere. Ford Mustang. It's going to be a JPEG. Cool. We will add an element. It is going to be an image. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and upload an image from our library. We will upload it to there, add it in here, and boom, there is our Mustang. And over here, we just want to add, well, there's a lot of ways that we can do it again. So, just get creative with it, decide how you want to do it. But we can say, Jimmy loves his Mustang GT 500. Boom. Go ahead and change that. And then we want to create probably a paragraph in here. Again, you guys know me. I'm going to bold it. So there we go. And we'll just go ahead and say something along the lines of Jimmy, again, bold, bought his 2024 Ford Mustang in January, and he's been loving it ever since. All right, sorry. Thank you for hanging around while I talked myself through that one. Alrighty, so we can come up here. Same thing as before. If we want to increase our line height, super easy. We can just kind of do that and it'll do it. Let's go ahead and stick with that. I want this text to be just a smidge bigger, so let's try 18. I don't like 18. Let's try 16. That's fine. Okay, so testimonials, right? Jimmy loves his Ford Mustang GT500. I'm hoping that a GT500 is an actual type of Ford Mustang, because I, for some reason, remember it being a type of Ford Mustang. And then under here, if we wanted to, okay, so the way that we would have to do this, if we wanted to give a rating, right, we would have to say something like 5-star rating, PNG. 5-star rating PNG, and are you a PNG? No, you are though. And you are. I'd have to crop these, and I don't really want to crop any of them, so let me find one that's okay. I don't have to crop this guy. So we'll just say 5-star. Save that. And if we wanted to come in here and just again throw another little image in here, right? Image looks huge. Come in here, we upload a file, add our little 5 stars. Boom. Easy. It narrows it down. And if we wanted to narrow it down even more, we could just say like 75, or what looks good, 125. Yeah, so there you go. So you could do that, and then you could say, you know, Jimmy's rating, whatever you want to do, right? But you can leave that in there so that it's 5 stars. It adds a little bit of extra social credit, or social proof rather, to your testimonial. And then what you can do, of course, is you can create multiple of these. And if you want to do it really easily, all you have to do is just kind of create or click that, and it'll create another one for you. And you can click it again, and it'll create another one for you. So that's always something that you can do. And if you want, you can always drag this over here, and you can drag this other stuff over here if you'd like. Boom. Okay, just like that. And we select it. We just move it up. Okay, so now all this does is it just alternates, right? So we could have one here, and our next one could be a Ford Bronco, right? This person bought a Ford Bronco. They absolutely love it to death. Ford Bronco. Cut, upload files. File type not allowed. What is that file type? Let me guess. It's a WebP or whatever it's called. Oh no, it's an AVIF. Is this one allowed? That one is allowed. The other one's not, right? Yeah, it's not allowed. So let me find a Bronco. A Bronco that actually is allowed. So go ahead and upload that. Boom. Ooh, that's not good. I'll have to change that back out. Perfect on that one. Let's see, Ford Raptor. Let's see if we can just find one by the same people. There we go. They probably standardized their images. Ford Raptor. I don't know what a JFIF file is. I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life. JFIF. Can I delete that? I can delete that. Perfect. Go ahead and get that out of here. Let's upload this guy. We'll get him in there. All right. So now here's what we're looking at. We come in here. We have for Ford super fans only. And something that we can do if we wanted to really make this stand out is we can obviously underline it. Let's see if I can do that really quick. Let's go ahead and click underline. And if you want a specific word to stand out, you just underline it, and then you come over here to underline text color, and we can make it red, right? So now somebody comes in here and they're drawn to it, you know, super fans only, Ford super fans only, beautiful. The Ford VIP email list, get notified when the most popular cars hit the lot. Come down. Here is the massive list of things that you are going to get. We are providing so much value for free to you. And that's actually something that we should do in here. We want to note that it's free. That's one thing that we haven't done that I would like to do here. So how can we make that make sense? Where would it be? The Ford VIP email list. Join the for free. And let's take this down to 56. Okay, and then we'll take this down to 28. Okay, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Let's do 60. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. 58. What were we at? We were at 64, weren't we? I don't like the 2 lines, but it might be the best that we can do right now. Anyway, I mean, we'll keep on keeping on, and if I come up with a solution for it, that's fine. But make sure you're saving. There's no reason to update the SEO on it right now. So, right, we have this, our call out, for Ford superfans only. Join the Ford VIP email list for free. Free. And what we could do here to make it stand out if we wanted to is we can underline. And if we wanted to make it another color, we could. If we wanted it to be green for some reason, we absolutely could. Or, yeah, blue's not going to be a good one. But, we'll make it red for the sake of this. And that looks a little weird. Let's just add it back. Right, so join the Ford email list for free so you can make it stand out. Get notified. You're telling them what they're getting. Here's what you'll get. Here's your sign up form. They keep scrolling down. Right, here are your testimonials. Right, show them some of the cars that they could be getting, as well as people who have had success using this this lead magnet in the past. So that you're just saying, 5 stars from Jimmy. Jimmy loves his Ford Mustang GT 500. Dave loves his Ford Raptor. And I don't know, Greg loves his Ford Bronco. Right? But there's one other thing that we want to do here. There's one other thing, and that is we want a call to action under these buttons. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that call to action. What do we want this to be? Would it make sense for it to just be white with our normal text on it? Let's see, white with... Okay, yeah, that's fine. That is fine with me. How do we... Let's see. We can also put icons in front of it if we wanted to, the same as we did before. So click to sign up. Whatever it is. If you don't want that, just click the X. Let me change the text here. Click to sign up. We just want to say, what was it up here? Join the list now. Become a VIP for free. Become a VIP for free. Super easy. We can go ahead and duplicate this and drag it under here. And we duplicate it again and drag it under here. Okay. Now, we want to make sure that we know what this thing is doing, right? Button actions. We can do a whole bunch of stuff with it, right? What we want to do is we want to open the pop-up. What that means is it's this. This is our pop-up, and that is defined pop-up settings right here. This is going to be your pop-up. So we can embed this pop-up here, but if we want it to actually pop up, we can, set it up however we want. So let me do this. Let me show you this. This is something that's kind of cool. So let me go back. I'm going to go back to my forms over here. So we'll go back to forms, and we are going to duplicate. And let's see. For buttons, name that whatever you want. Obviously make sure that you have a way to organize it. Again, what we can do is we can create a folder and then pop them both in there. So for this one, I'm going to kind of bring back our design that we had in the past. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to add an image back in wherever it's at, an image back in here. I'm going to choose a file. There it is. It's going to go ahead and load this thing up for us. We are going to set it to 250, was it? I think it was actually 300, 350. Sure. We'll go with 350. And then under that, I am going to say text. And in here, we will say join the Ford VIP. Join the Ford VIP email list now. We will center that. And of course, we will make it bold. Now we're going to go ahead and save. Okay, so this is a larger form than our other one. Our other one's really good because it fits on the page really nicely. And we can make it fit on the page, we can make it even smaller. But for this one, we don't really have that constraint, so I want it to look professional when it actually pops up. So all we have to do is come up here, pop-up settings. Pop-up settings are here. You want to click add row, one column, add element. You want to add a form. It's going to have you select your form. You want to select that one, and it's going to load it for you so you can check it out. How nice is that? And here are our pop-up settings. So here's where you can change anything else you need. You can change your padding. As you can see, there's some padding on the sides, padding on the bottom. You can change it from the background media type, from an image to a video, overlay color. You can disable the pop-up. You can close it when clicking outside, right? So if we click over here, it'll close the pop-up for us. The width, you can do full page if you want to make it a big one. You can do small if you want to make it really small. My favorite is medium. And then show pop-up on exit. Delay, none. And if you set delay, you can set it for your seconds. So if somebody lands on the page, it's going to be the normal page for 10 seconds, and then this pop-up will automatically pop up. I'm going to leave it to none just because we already have it on the page. So I will go ahead and I will click save there. We will not do that. Make sure that it's saved. And then you have all these other options. We may get into that at some point. For the time being, we are not. Let's see if we do 150 pixels, right? You can see it cuts the edges down quite a bit. Something more reasonable would be like 16 versus 1 pixel, right? You see just the corners are what's changing there versus them being rounded. You could do a box shadow if you want, inner box shadow kind of looks kind of neat, right? You could do drop shadows, which would be behind it. You see this line here versus no shadow, it goes away. Tons and tons and tons of options here, but that is going to be it for now. And so what we want to happen here is we have our information we're giving them, right? And you can change all of this. I get that some people probably don't want to make all this stuff bold and blah, 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 blah. It's just for the sake of the example. If you want it to just say free or whatever it is, you do you. But you come down here, here's what you'll get, this massive list. We have our branding here. We have our first form here, which is our simple form. And again, you can change the background color on this to whatever you would like. If you want it to match the background over here, the blue, you can do that. If you want it to be black, if you want it to be a gray color, anything you want is possible. You would just do it in the form editor like we looked at before. Scroll down, here are your testimonials. And again, we can add a nice little sub headline here and just say, see what others are saying. Obviously bold it because, come on. You guys know already. So there's that. You scroll down, here are your testimonials. You want to diversify your testimonials a little bit. So you have, the Mustang, the Raptor, and the Bronco down here. You have your rating in there. Whenever they click the button, they become a Ford VIP completely for free, and that will pop up that bigger form. So we're going to go ahead and click save. I like the look of this. You can add more sections below this if you want, do whatever you'd like with this. Let's go ahead and go back. And I will demo this for you. And if we run into any issues, I will show you how to solve those issues. So the first thing, and one other thing that I just thought of. Let's go to our list form. We just want to make sure that we're saying thank you to people if we're not going to use a thank you page. So let's see, where am I at here? Options. Okay, so you just want to come over here to options. So we're not using a thank you page. So after people sign up and they click on join the exclusive list, now it's not actually going to send them to a thank you page because we didn't build one. Maybe in a future tutorial, I will go ahead and build one out and show you guys how it works. But for now, all we want to do is just change this message to say something custom. So we want to say thank you for signing up for the Ford VIP list. And we'll go ahead and copy that and we will save it. The reason why we're copying it is because we have two forms and I just want to make them say the same thing. So we'll come over here. We'll click these style and options, all, and paste. Tons of stuff that you can do here too, by the way. You can enter your Facebook pixel. Tons of stuff you can do. Same thing if you go to themes, tons of themes you can choose from here if you want to use a theme. This is the default theme that we edited to get what we wanted, but everything else has, there's a ton in there you can check out. Hey guys, so I'm actually recording this after the fact. I recorded everything else in the video. I forgot one crucial step since we did end up having two forms. So just want to create another trigger here for whenever people get added, and it's going to be the same. So we just do form submitted. That form is, and then we want to do this one, and we want to save that. So now if somebody signs up using the form that is showing on the page, they get added to this workflow, right? The one that is embedded in the landing page. Or if they click the button and it pops up the form that looks a little bit different, that has the Ford logo at the top with the heading underneath it. Either way, somebody gets added in here despite or no matter which one they submit, whether it's the first form or the second form, both of them kick off the same workflow. The way that we had it before, because I forgot to add the second one in here, it would only work if they filled out the first form. The second form would have just done nothing, basically. So all we have to do is just save that and we're good to go. So that is just about it. Now let's go ahead and let's test it. Let's see if we did it right. Here's our page. Here's what it looks like. I don't know about you. I'm actually pretty happy about it. Again, for me personally, I would not have this. I would probably leave this, but it would be something other than red, maybe. I don't know. But the free would definitely be white with just a simple underline on it. You can scroll down. You have your form you can enter. Over here, if we click this, it'll pop up and say, hey, join the list. Here you go. Here's this. And it's our full form, exactly what they're doing, what they're signing up for, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and do it. Christian Helms. I want it sent to, just do helmsmedia@gmail.com. 417-554. 1964, I think, is my work number. You have to click this radio box here, and then I want to join the exclusive list now. And we will go ahead and click that, and it says, thank you for signing up for the Ford VIP list. Alternatively, if we click that button, it would just send us to the thank you page if we had a thank you page set up. But since we don't, here we are. So here is the email that I got. Hello, Christian, right? Name here. We wanted to let you know that you've made it into the Ford VIP newsletter. All of this information, right? This unsubscribe from list is broken for the time being. We don't have a mailing address in there right now, which is fine. But it kicked off the email to us, the welcome email, which means if we go back over here and we come back to contacts, we should be in there and we should have our tag. Perfect. Has our phone number, has our email, tells you when we signed up, tells you our last activity, and it tells you our tags. If we click on ourselves, it is going to give us a little bit more information, right? We sent the first email. It was opened. You can see the status of it, right? Boom, right there. It shows you what we've done, right? We visited the page. Looks like we visited the page twice. Oh, okay, yeah. This is because we're working on it. So basically, from here up is what you would see if somebody signs up, most likely, unless they visit the page multiple times, which it will keep a token of, as you can see here. But we visited the page, we submitted the form, and our contact was created, which is awesome. That is a properly working funnel, right? The Ford VIP list is added. If we go over here to automation, and we can see here our status published, of course, total enrolled, total active. We can click on the workflow to open it. If we go to enrollment history, we can see ourselves. Here's our current action. We are on the 1 day wait. Next execution is tomorrow, right? A full 24 hours ahead. So we're just waiting at the moment. If we click on ourselves, it'll take us back to our contact. It'll load that all back up and it'll show us again. It'll show us in our contacts. If we want to go to our execution logs, this will show us all of our little information here. Christian Helms was added to the workflow. A contact tag was made for Christian Helms. An internal notification was sent to us, right? It sent the email, and now we are on the waiting step. Now, the reason why we really can't see this internal notification is, actually it went to christian@salesfunnelscience.com. Let's go check it out. So since this is to christian@salesfunnelscience.com, I can just go check it out really quick, which is in my webmail, and it tells me, hey, somebody signed up for the Ford VIP list, and it says, Christian just signed up for the Ford VIP newsletter. Here's some additional info, helmsmedia@gmail.com, and my phone number, 417-554-1864. So it's giving me this information, and that is an automated email that it just shoots off for me. And something you'll notice that I touched on just a little bit ago, we don't actually have to have any kind of wait time between these two, the internal notification and the welcome email, because they are two different things. If we're sending two emails or two internal notifications that are both emails, then we would have to have a little wait step of 1 minute in between them. So yeah, that just shows you exactly how the workflow works, how well it works, all of the steps that we've added to it. It kicked off a nice little email telling me the contact information of the person who signed up, including their name, which is something that I love seeing. As somebody who owns a business and does this, tries to generate leads, and I want people to sign up for the 3-day funnel challenge, the 3-day, I want to know anytime somebody signs up, and I want this information from it. So that's awesome. So that's working. It sends me the email immediately. I'm in the wait time, and it even shows me that one person is currently in the wait at the moment. What I would suggest doing is making sure that you do set up a domain. Again, check that video in the description down below so that you can figure out how to actually link a domain in the settings to see your funnel live. If we go over here, you can obviously see, add a domain. Please select a domain. You don't have one. You can add or edit a domain by clicking this. Click add a domain, enter it in here, and it'll show you. Just follow along with that video that I link in the description down below. It will guide you through every step of the way, doing it exactly like this. Now, before we end, I am going to quickly see if I can just do a nice little thank you page. Just to see if I can do it. And just to see if I can remember it. So we will create from blank. I'm not going to style this even a little bit. We are going to make it just as simple as can be. Thank you for signing up! Explanation point. I said I'm not going to style it, but I am going to style it just a little bit. Just a little bit, because I love styling stuff. I find it fun. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say this with a hashtag in there. Then we'll just do this. Ford blue dark. Add color. Perfect. This thing, we want this to be 64 probably. Yep, perfect. Might be a little bit big, but at this point, who cares? Thank you for signing up. We will save it. I don't need to do that, so we will go ahead and back out. Let me, yeah, take me to that page. Click this. Yep, thank you page. Let me go over to my forms. I think this is where this is going to happen at, because it's going to be a redirect. Click down here. Do I have a redirect somewhere? On submit message. Okay, on submit URL. We just want to drop this in there. We want to save. Come down here. I want to do the same thing here. It is super late at night. I'm sure you guys can see it in the bottom right. It's like 1 a.m. almost. So yeah, I'm a tired boy. Sorry if I'm, losing some energy. So we'll save that. So now, perfect. So now I want to see, this may not work because I already signed up, but I'm going to sign up again. And we'll click this and we will click join, and fingers crossed, boom, our thank you page has been set up. Nice and easy. Okay, one last thing, and then I will let you guys go. We want to go back to funnels. Click in here, and we want to add one more step, and we want to call it unsubscribe. Path will be /unsubscribe. Create funnel step. Right in here, create from blank. Same thing that we did with the last one. Make it super, super, super simple because I am tired. You have been unsubscribed! Exclamation point. And we will make it 64 pixels again. And we are going to make it white, because we're going to make this. Oh, man. Custom color 52 sounds great. Let's just go with that. Just save myself a couple seconds. Perfect. You have unsubscribed. We will save it. I don't care about the metadata. We will come back. All right. Now we have a little bit of logic to do. So we have our unsubscribe page. It has been built. All we have to do is come over here. We want to create a workflow. Create it from scratch. We will call it unsubscribe. Boom. Add a trigger to it. Let's see. All right, so we got to come down here to unsubscribe. We got to click this page. We want to grab the link, close it. We want to come over to marketing, go to trigger links. We want to add a trigger link. We will call it unsubscribe. And we want to add that link in there. And that will create our link. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is just go to our, let's go to email templates. And I'm just going to do this with one of these for the sake of this time. We'll click on this. We want to go into our email down here at the bottom where it says unsubscribe from the list. That's perfectly fine. We will keep that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, here it is. So link URL. Let's get rid of that. And so in here, the link URL should be blank because we're going to just tie it to a link list, which is unsubscribe. So it'll add its own in there, right? Because we just created the trigger link. We'll save that template. We want to go back. We want to go to automations where we've already created unsubscribe. We want to add a new trigger, which is a trigger link clicked. And we want to add the filter. We want to select the trigger link, which is unsubscribe, and we will save. And then the last section here is the D&D. So we want to enable/disable D&D. We want to select, we want to enable D&D for specific channels, right? If they click this, they do not want emails. Keep in mind, you can come in here and add multiple to it, but for the sake of this, just emails. We'll go ahead and we will click that, click save, Click save, and you have created an unsubscribe sequence. So now if we go to, let's see, marketing, emails, templates, we go to our email, our welcome email here. We want to try to test this. So we're going to test the email. We're going to go from email address, could not matter less, Christian at Christian, and we want it to send to helmsmedia@gmail.com. Subject is test. Send that test email out. All right, so I have clicked on the test email. This is not the same one as before. As you can see, it's from 12:46, 0 minutes ago. Yes, it's very late. So we're just going to test and make sure that this works by clicking unsubscribe from this list. It should take us to our page. You have been unsubscribed. Perfect. Now we want to just verify that it's doing exactly what we want. So we need to come to contacts. Once we're in contacts, we just want to come in, click on ourselves, and scroll. So it didn't save, but here, let me look. I think I know where we messed up. Yeah, that's where we messed up. That would be where publish, save. Well, let me do it again. Let's see. Unsubscribe. Boom. Let's see. You have been unsubscribed. I don't know if it works because it's already been sent out. Let's see. D&D enabled by customer. Boom. Done. Wow, guys, if you are still with me, if you are still watching this video, I truly, truly appreciate you guys so much. That is a 2-hour long video. That is crazy. I've never made a video nearly that long. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of it. Again, if you guys need any help at all, go ahead and leave me a comment. Ask a question. Let me know what you're struggling with. I will get back to each and every one of you. I promise you. And I will try to help you as much as I possibly can. If you did like the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. We have tons of stuff coming out for Sales Funnel Science. I am so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. It is literally 1 a.m. in the morning. I have been recording this video for the past 3 hours, probably a little bit longer than that. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to bed. But thank you guys again for watching. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of this tutorial. Much love, guys. Thank you. See you in the next video. Peace.